All right, all right, all right, all right. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? Ken Wilson in the house. Ken, what's up, bro? Ken, you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I see you, Jesse.
Hey, what's going on, Derek? How are you?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good, man. Staying busy, man.
I know. It's good.
Good golly, Miss Molly. How was your day going?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, I'm doing good, man. I just walked in the door and just got everything set up and just got on it. So yeah, I'm great. Great.
Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's what I love to hear, baby. Good, man.
Oh yeah.
Well, any day that I get the opportunity to chat with Derek more than once is a beautiful day.
I appreciate that.
Oh, dude, Derek, I appreciate it, bro. The pleasure is mine.
Oh man, I'm learning from you, man. I'm learning from the best.
Likewise, brother. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ken, are you excited to go check this house out on Thursday, bro? Oh, I don't think Ken's connected. Never mind. I guess I can't talk to Ken. Candace. Oh, Candace.
Hey, hey.
Wherefore art thou, Candace?
Hiding. Shh. Hey, everybody. Living the dream.
I like your shirt.
Thank you. Loud and obnoxious.
Yeah, I like it.
Cool. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hey. Hey. Hey, Angel, I always stare at your picture. That is like so glam. I love that.
It is. That's what I had somebody do my makeup for that picture. And yeah, because I never look that good, you know.
He's lying, man.
Quit it, Jesse.
She's totally rocking that.
No, it's actually so good. Isn't it good?
All right. I'm going to make you guys co-hosts so you can help me bring everybody else up here.
Like that. Like forecast, for forecast, I do like this.
Candace can be a
but
co-host.
on normal cast, I do more on the side.
Talking.
I can't.
Nobody's
Who
here.
do we got to mute here? Who's talking?
Over here.
Ah, we found him. Gotcha.
That's so funny. All right. I'm going to try to... Oh, Chris James. Chris James is here.
Chris, holla.
That is me.
You made it.
Boy, right?
I am here. 1 second. Trying to get this camera on.
Mr. James in the house. You know what? Derek was...
Yes.
I was talking with Derek. When did we talk? We talked with Derek last week, I think, while I was in Seward. And Derek was like, Jesse James. And I was like, dude, how have me and Chris not like, how have we not caught up on that handle? Like, have we not been utilizing that this whole time, dude? That should have been in our intro and our podcast. Should be using that everywhere.
Definitely. It's cool, man. And y'all cool together.
Jesse James.
Jesse James, dude. I got Derek on my Christmas list this year too.
Saying Jesse James, this is like, in high school, and it was a lot of years ago. But people calling me Chris James, like,
Yeah.
like Rick James bitch kind of thing. I'm sorry, I should have
I
PG-13. But more so, they used to be called that all the time, and I got so used to people just calling it, like saying like the Rick James kind of analogy. I used to, but I think Jesse James is pretty neat. I actually like that.
You know what was funny
No.
was soon after you and I became partners, like it dawned on me one day, and I was like, dude, you know what?
What time are you
When we
walking
have our
to?
business meeting today,
Taco
when
Bell?
Chris
Taco
gets on, I'm gonna be
Bell?
like, yo, Chris James, bitch. And I'm gonna be like, man, I bet he's never heard of that before. And lo and behold, he
Don't
had.
leave.
Spoiler
Who-
alert.
Who's going to Taco Bell? We just heard it. Who's going to Taco Bell? Please mute yourself if you, I don't know who it is, but somebody talking about Taco Bell.
I'm going to. All right. So I think I gave everybody co-host rights. I'm gonna mute everybody in the chat and take care of this this precious girl right here. Yes, my love.
Look at all the kids here. I didn't know it's bringing kids to work today.
All the
This is amazing.
this is awesome.
Love it.
I love this.
It's good stuff.
Oh, look at Madison.
What's gonna happen over here is like my cat might do a cameo. That's about it.
That's a
Dad says it's dinner time.
Angel got a fresh newborn.
I love it.
Amazing.
All right. Should we give a couple more minutes? Let some more
Yeah,
people in here before we get too deep into it, just so because I know one of the first things, guys, that we're gonna dive into, if you guys, well, I guess let me see in the comments real quick because everybody's on mute. How many people have access to the calculator that Jacqueline went over last week? Or
Raise
you know,
your
and
hand.
maybe a better question would be who doesn't? Who
Okay.
doesn't have access to it?
Danielle says, I want it. Chris
I
does
do not. Okay, Chris doesn't have it. Chris, you don't have it, bro? I thought I sent that to you. Are you sure? Check your messenger. I'll send it again if you need me to. If you guys don't have it, you definitely need to have this. Jacqueline went over how to comp a property in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Well, not I guess comp it, underwrite it. Thank you. Thank you. How to underwrite a property in 2 minutes. So if you guys don't have that calculator, go to the Facebook group, and in the pinned post, you're going to see a pinned post. You guys have to do 3 things, and I will send you guys that calculator. But it'll help you guys underwrite these properties in less than 2 minutes. And we sent this off. We had amazing feedback from the people who are utilizing it. And one of the first things that we're going to dive into is we're probably going to go back into the calculator a little bit. We'll have Helaman share his screen and kind of maybe go over some examples on how to use it again, just kind of serve it as a refresher. And because I know some people had like Google Sheets, some people had Excel. And so some of the feedback that we were getting with people who were utilizing it, where they were kind of having trouble going back and forth and not really understanding how to utilize it and convert it back and forth. So that's one of the things that we're going to address today as well. So if you guys don't have that calculator, if you guys didn't follow the instructions, then you'll probably kind of be playing catch up a little bit.
Vanna says, I love it. I'm using it constantly. That's awesome.
All right, so should I do it or wait?
Yeah,
So
let's wait.
before-
Let's wait just a couple minutes.
Before we jump into it more, so do we have any questions in regards of the calculator? Or I know we have, it's only been a week, right? So I'm pretty sure there are going to be questions, but is there anything that you guys seen that maybe we can tweak on our end based on last Zoom that Jacqueline went over? Feature tabs. Feature tabs. Okay.
I don't even know what that is. Not gonna lie. Featured.
Jose, I'm gonna ask you to unmute if that's okay with you. Let's see.
Savannah asked that, well, Savannah Jackson said creative terms are missing as far as the spreadsheet.
Yeah, because
Lisa.
this is just for pretty much the LTR, MTR, and specific for the SCR loans. So there's really no,
There's no feature as far as seller finance because this is all to be ran through a DSCR
yeah,
loan.
100%. Yep. Savannah. So just to catch you up and just to recap for anybody else who
I'm trying to find it. Jose, if
doesn't
you raise
know.
your hand, that's the way I'm gonna be able to find you. For some
I
reason,
found him.
Oh, thank you. Thank you,
Sorry, Chris, what were you looking for?
Jose.
Hey,
You
guys,
just
how's it
have to go on mute. There you go.
There you are. You want to elaborate on that, the feature? Are you
Yeah.
talking more so like the different variations of what we can do with the calculator, or?
No, the
Oh.
steps to get the to get the spreadsheet.
You said
You
the
guys
steps?
said, yeah, you guys said pin
he
post.
just wants the
but it's not
steps
pinned.
again.
All right, I'm thinking there's a featured tab on this.
Right, that's what I thought.
I'm going, what is that? What
No,
didn't
no,
I
no.
know? Yeah, he's looking on the Facebook challenge to see where to see where that's pinned. Got it. All right.
On the Facebook
On
group?
on the Facebook group. Yeah.
Did you find it?
No.
So at the top?
In the features tab, and I'm looking at the pin post. Nothing. Most relevant.
So Chris
Jesse
Chris
Booker.
posted the Zoom link to this, and if you look just to the next one over, you'll see my post, and it says who wants access to the underwriting, and there's a big picture of the June 27th meeting on it.
June 27. Okay, I'll find it. No worries.
Am I able? Maybe I can just copy and paste that post into the group chat on Zoom, so you don't have to go find it. There you go. I'll
It
just do
actually has
that.
June 27th on it.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense, Stu. Here we go. Okay, so just so I'll go back to the main watermelon challenge thing. So everyone can see my screen. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, way better, way better idea, Stu. Silent but deadly coming in, man. So yeah, so here's our featured right here. So here's where Chris posted the Zoom link to where we are right now. And this is the post we're talking about right here, just right here in the featured. So if you click on this, these are the 3 things that we need you guys to do. And then we'll go ahead and PM you guys a link to the calculator. Cool.
Yay.
Angel's got a question mark. What's up, Angel? Where's Angel at? Angel Whitney. Let me ask you to unmute real quick.
Hey, Jesse, how are you?
Amazing. How are you?
Simply marvelous.
Love it.
My only question was, I did him, but I don't know where, if you said it, where to find the calculator. Is it going to be an email, message, or on
Great
the?
question. Yep.
Okay.
So everyone's just been posting done under that thread. And then I've just been going down and hitting everybody who said they're done and sending it to their messenger.
Oh, okay, Messenger. So I thought I hit done, but I may not have, but I did
no
tap.
worries. No,
Okay.
no, yeah. I'll send it to you in Messenger.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
No worries, Madison. We're going to talk about Google Sheets.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
All
She's
right.
having trouble converting it, but Helaman has got you. It's all good.
So we're almost 15 minutes into it now. Should we just go ahead and have Helaman share a screen and dive right into it? What do you guys think?
I definitely think
That
so.
help out?
Let's do it.
Okay. Awesome. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, what am I doing again? I'm just kidding.
We're going to share a screen.
I got this. You got this, dude. You got
Okay,
it.
here we go. So share. All right. So basically, so the original sheet that you're gonna get is actually an Excel sheet. So you can, if you don't have Excel, then go into Google Sheets and you can import it that way. And this is what it's gonna look like, which I don't like at all, but it is what it is for right now. But anyway, so it's going to come like this, and basically the only cells that we want you to put anything in are obviously the ones that are in green. So let's say, for an example, you find something that's 350,000. then you hit enter. Okay, so it's gonna take you that's the payment amount, and the payment amount again is 80% loan to value, basically. And which that would be the DSCR loan. And then you would put in your projected monthly income. So this monthly income you would get from Rental Meter. Zillow has some. If you have Privy, it also shows, if you put in the address, it also shows rentals around the area. What other places, guys?
Renter Meter is a great one for rentals and
Zillow,
Zillow.
Zillow is also good.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, so you would put in, so let's say you find it, what it would be. And we've had some people where we actually have to confirm with them. So they have, because it's like a high number, and what we see when we underwrite it doesn't match. So we have to ask them to like show us, actually like talk to property managers to show us proof that that is what it is. But for this example, so let's just put 2,500. So then you have to go to the next one, and your annual property tax rate. So on this one, you can also find on Zillow, usually on the post that you're on the right hand all the way down, you scoot down, it has a annual property taxes on there. So you would put that in, and it's the property tax rate of the purchase price. So we'll just put 1% for now. So then after you put that in, everything else kind of auto populates. There's a bunch of formulas in here. And the way that this sheet is right now too, it's not protected. So if you accidentally put in a number here, then it's just gonna erase the formula that's in there. So any questions so far?
So I'm going to comment before you move on. I would probably say, if you're worried about losing all of the calculations, go ahead and make a copy of this on another tab. So you can save that first one, and then you can actually do it for every property you want to look at. Just create a new tab, and then you can save those numbers, go back and reference them, and not worry if you happen to blank something out. You can always go back to that first one and make a copy. So I'm going to shut down.
And that's a great point. No, thank you. All right, so
Hey, gang, real quick, Shane mentioned, make sure you add the percent sign. So for B7, make sure you add the percent sign into your number. Don't just put 1 or 1.00.
well, yeah, so you can either, well, in this case, I did put just 1. I just put in 1, and
Oh,
it
you
should
did?
just show up.
Oh, there you go. Now you know.
But it also, if you put like 0.5 and you're thinking like half of a point, then it doesn't, I don't know, it's not, that's like what, 50%? So,
Well, it's just 0.5%, right? It'd be 0.5
Yeah.
percent.
no, I know, but in this case, that's what I'm saying, like this.
Oh, it thinks it's 50%. I got you.
Yes, yeah, so it's not.
Understood.
So yeah, yes, it is easier if you just put the percent just to be safe, but, oh, I don't know what it did now. Look at that. Messed it all up.
You broke it.
Anyways, okay. So, and then all this calculates by itself. So yeah, the property taxes, insurance, we have it at 0.5%. War chest is basically your savings in case there's anything that's, happens with rentals, which happens all the time. Management at 10%. If you're doing an Airbnb and it's 15%, how it is right now, you can change it, and you could just add in the amount yourself, but we may just change that for the next one to be just a flat 15%, and then if anything's lower, then it should be fine as well. And then vacancy 5%. So at 2,500 right now, your NOI is negative 590. So obviously it doesn't qualify as a long-term, it's a long-term rental. And prior to this version, we pretty much would have a thing that would pop up and say, sorry, this doesn't qualify the cash on cash return. And you weren't allowed to go forward, but we're removing that so that you can just go ahead and put in your MTR projected income. So
Hey, H, a few people are asking about if they're gonna self-manage their properties. I think we spoke about this in our team meeting prior to the call. And they're not allowed to edit the colorful cells. How should they manage that within running their numbers here?
yeah, so I mean, I think what Candace said earlier is probably the best way. So I would just download the original like this and then just create a separate tab.
Make a
And then-
copy.
And yeah, and then you can just put in your own numbers here in this area. And you can do it that way. So,
Because once you type into that section that's not green, you will overwrite all those formulas, just so you guys know.
correct. Yeah. So does that answer the questions for them?
Yep, I'm gonna put that in the chat too.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So then, let's see, 2,500. So let's say your MTR is, let's say 3,500. Well, yeah, that's not good enough. So yeah, so at 3,500 with an MTR, this deal would not qualify because as a team, we're looking for right here. It goes off of this number basically. If this number is not at 13.5%, then it's not a deal for us. But I mean, obviously it doesn't mean that you guys can't cash flow and can do it on your own, but that's kind of the requirement that we've came up with as a team, is that it cash flows 13.5%. So let's push that up. So let me give you an example. So there you go. So then once if it was at 5,000, it's cash on cash at 21.97. Then it just says, congratulations, please submit this deal. And then, yeah, you would either take a screenshot of this and send it to us, or you could send us, a copy of it as well when you submit the deal. So, oh, and then I did forget to put in this part here. So this part is kind of the private money lender part. This is what the private money lender will pay. So again, acquisition costs could be anything from realtor fees to, I don't know what else. I can't think of anything else, but then you'd go down to if there's an assignment fee, gator fee, and then repairs and rehab, any repairs and rehab, and any furnishings. So let's just say for say 10,000. So 10,000. So then your total entry is 87,000. That's what the PML would bring to the table. And then we just have it at a rate of 12% because it's pretty standard. You can change this if you want, but that's pretty standard, 12%. So then, if you go down here, so this amount, obviously you're at 19.44 here. But with a PML, because we take obviously the monthly payment, which would be $870 to them, then it would bring your cash flow down to about $540 a month. But that would still a deal that we would consider. So that's it. What questions you guys have?
Hey, I don't have a question, but I just have a statement. Can you keep it down there for your net operating income for MTR? How many bills could that pay for people? $539 a month. That'd be a car note. That could be that could be a cell phone bill and a couple other bills, right? You get 5, 6 of those in your portfolio. You're getting pretty close to being able to take away a lot of the expenses that you might have on a monthly basis.
Yeah. That's one AC bill here in Arizona.
Yeah, if you live in Arizona, that's an area, yeah, you're right.
During the summer, during the summer.
I mean, guys, think about that. Let's how that could change your current situation, right? Think about each property you hold or each door you hold. Think of it as one bill less you have to pay. You know, if you're averaging $500 a month on a property, that won't take long. I mean, if you're living more than 5,000 hours a month, God bless you. But most people, you know, most people live in 5,000 hours a month. That's 10 properties like this. That's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Well, what makes it even cooler, man, is that you didn't have to cold call. You didn't have to text. You didn't have to invest all this freaking major overhead, you know, to take these kind of things down, man. That's what's so neat about this entire thing.
Yep. Exactly right, Jesse.
Hey, Madison has a question about the acquisition cost.
Yeah.
She asks, how do we find out the acquisition cost? Is that the wholesale fee that's built in? Or is that?
No, the wholesale fee would be here on the assignment or gator fee. I mean, you technically could as well, but you obviously will know what the real, you know, if there is realtor fees as well. I mean, you probably won't have too many unless it's like an off-market one, because usually the seller is paying for all the real estate agent. So
Would the acquisition fees be related to like inspections or appraisals?
yeah, correct.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's actually a good. And maybe I could put a little tab here that says that.
Mhm.
So, good question.
H, that'd be great. If you just do like a little bit of a definition, if they highlight over the each cell rather, that might be helpful.
Yeah.
And one more thing I would recommend too, in B1 where it says only add values in the cells this color, man, I'd put that in red letters and bold it.
That is so smart.
That's why we keep them around.
Because of idiots like me, I would be like, yeah, just start changing numbers before I save it first.
Bold.
There you go. There you go.
Large.
Red means stop. I love it.
I like underlined, whatever. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So any other questions?
We do have one more question, which I'm having trouble. I was going to respond to her in the chat. Savannah asks, what if I get the seller to carry 100K? I know we said no to carrying, but this is unique, kind of like a hybrid of a 350K purchase price. Can she put the 250K into the calculator and could we fund it under the DSCR? I don't know if they'd want to be second position, right?
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's something like that. Actually, that's a great question. If you have something like that, Savannah or anybody else, shoot me a PM. Get a hold of me directly, and Chris and I can go over that directly with our loan officer.
Awesome.
Savannah, Sarah, seller carrier, depending on the type of deal, the bank is always in first position, but seller carrier will be second.
Yep, Angel, you're right. So that sounds like it'd be something. It'd be kind of like a Morby method. I'm not going to say we could do that, but there's probably a handful of different ways we could flex to maybe try to get a little bit creative with some of these things. So yeah, it would be a case by case basis. So yeah, definitely just hit Chris or I up if you or anybody else do come across something like that, or the seller might be willing to carry X amount, 30% or something like that, or 40% if they could come in with a higher down payment. Yeah, great question though. Amazing question. All right.
Any other ones?
Does anybody else got any other questions about these calculators? Because I know there was a lot of questions in the right. There was a lot of questions in the Facebook group, and so we just want to make sure that we have enough designated time to go over your guys' questions, because oh shit, I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, yeah, we just want to make sure we have enough time to answer you guys' questions.
Yeah.
So Shane, you said, how about a sub 2? So sub 2 isn't what this watermelon challenge is all about. So this challenge is specifically for anything that doesn't qualify for as a wholesale deal, for example. Like it's just another tool on the belt. So the entire point of this whole thing is for us to come in and just take out a loan for you guys if cash or creative doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you brought that up, Jesse, because we've been getting a lot of questions in regards to like, you know, what does that look like on the back end? Like, do you guys got to help find the private money lending? Do you guys got to help find the overall aspect? No, we're going to take charge and literally get that done for you. So I just want to be very clear that you don't have to find the lending aspect of it. That's something our team will take care of. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you did, bro. I am glad you did. Nobody else has any questions about the calculator? We got almost 50 people in here, and there was tons of questions about the calculator. So we wanted to make sure that we had enough time to designate it to go over any and all intricacies, or anybody wants to know any of the secret trapdoors involved with this calculator.
Thank
Hey,
you.
guys.
For putting this
Oh, go
together,
ahead.
guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Freddie, that is correct. You do not have to find your own private money lender. It's 12% PML accurate. That really all depends on the specific lender. So I just want to, so Shane, I just want to answer. I know you asked that twice. I just want to, we're not ignoring you. It's just more so. We wanted to stay on the topic, but when it comes to private money lending, it really all depends on the specific lender we're going to utilize to bring the capital to the table. Each lender is very different. Some lenders like 12%, some lenders like 15%, some lenders are okay with 8%. So it really all depends specifically. But if you want to use like a rough range, I think it's safe to say 12% is okay.
Yep.
You guys have VA sponsors that can assume the loan to keep low terms if property cash flows well. Do we have VA sponsors that can assume a loan? Jose, do you mind coming off mute for a second, bro? I'd like to get a little bit more clarity on your question. Unless you guys.
I think it just means like somebody that's a vet, basically.
A veteran?
Yeah,
Yep,
veteran.
to see if another veteran is in the group that likes to take equity of a deal, sponsor it.
Wait, you're not asking about VA loans, right?
Yeah, specifically that.
Oh, okay.
They just
So
have to-
you don't have to be a veteran to assume a VA loan.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, but wouldn't it
Nope.
change the terms?
Nope.
Oh, no.
Nope.
Excellent.
Nope. The only thing that's going to happen though, just similar. So if you take a property subject to, are you very familiar with subject to or no?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you were to take a VA loan over sub 2, then obviously the debt and everything still stays in the name, and it also hinders the veteran's ability to go purchase another property. Now that they can, you could have multiple VA loans out. Obviously, you know, it depends on the market and what the remaining balance is of the current mortgage and all that other kind of stuff. But their entitlement is still tied up, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at, right?
Yes.
So I'm a veteran, if I go assume another VA loan, what's great about that is I get their rates, like literally nothing changes, except I free up because I'm a veteran. Now my entitlements would be used up on that loan. And so that veteran's entitlement would now be freed up because a veteran with their own entitlements could assume that loan. Are you a veteran?
No.
Okay. So
I came across a deal that
if
had
you
it.
assumed a VA loan, then similar to if you bought it sub 2, if you assumed a VA loan, their entitlement is still tied up. So even though they're not on the loan or anything anymore, their entitlement is still tied up.
And that's okay with her. Specifically, that owner didn't mind. She just wanted off the property. She didn't mind because she's not buying for now for a couple of years. She's just
Mhm.
older. She's moving into another home.
Oh, beautiful, dude. Yeah.
with
Hell
their
yeah.
family. So I didn't know if that was a deal or not.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yep.
All
And
right,
you
but-
can use your own, credit, or Jake and his team are credit partners as well.
Awesome. I'll
So you
reach
can
out.
leverage their credentials too if you wanted to.
Who should I reach out to best?
You can reach out to Candace.
You can just submit a deal and note it on there, and we will reach
Sounds good.
out.
I'll do it.
Easy money. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. What else is everybody working on? We wanted to keep this one really short and sweet. We were kind of try to keep this one just to an hour. I assumed everybody was going to have more questions about the calculator, so we really blocked out a lot of time to hammer down some of the stuff on the calculator. So with that being said, if you guys don't have any more questions about the calculator, we'll kind of open it up to any general Q&A that you guys have. Would love to hear just about how things are going so far. If you guys have questions about what we actually, you know what, Candace, not to put you on the spot, but maybe we take a couple seconds to just talk about some of the things that are in the pipeline right now, kind of some of the things that you're seeing as deals are being submitted, what's working, what's not working, and who still has some stuff moving forward.
Sure. We have had several deals submitted. I'm just gonna kind of pull this across here. I see Freddie's in progress. Yay, Freddie.
Freddie's in the house, actually.
Freddie's in the house. I
There he
see
is.
you.
Guys, if you guys missed this real quick, if you guys missed this last week, I want to hammer down on this. This is just the neatest freaking thing in the world. That Freddie Fryer, he's right here in the comments. How you doing, buddy? This guy did not know anything about real estate three months ago. 3 months ago, had no idea what real estate even was. And here he is getting ready to purchase his first property. All through the Watermelon Challenge. Just, it's not about how you do it. It's who do you know that can help me? That's what this whole game is. You don't have to be the one to know everything. Give Freddie some freaking love in the comments, guys. This is super awesome. And like Stu said, like whether you're cash flowing $500 or $2,500 or whatever that is, I mean, how much would that change your life?
Good stuff.
Amazing, amazing stuff. Freddie, we're super proud of you, bro. This is so freaking awesome. Anyway, just wanted to hammer down on that. I thought that was just the neatest thing to have somebody who doesn't know anything about real estate just going in here and taking intentional action. He didn't know how to underwrite this property. So he went and found somebody who could help him underwrite it. So if they're like, I could go off and we could turn this into like a 3-hour mindset deal. But I won't. We'll keep it short and simple. But there really is no reason for anybody here to not be doing deals or to not be making money. If there's something that you guys don't understand about real estate or a certain aspect of the challenge, there are so many people in here that are more than happy, willing, and able to help, including all 6 of us. And that's just again, it's just what Freddie did. He said, hey, you know what? I don't know anything about real estate, but I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take action and I'm going to figure out and I'm going to make it happen. And if I come across something, if I come across an obstacle or something that I don't know, I don't need to ask myself, how do I figure this out? And how do I learn this so I can do it? The question I need to ask myself is, who is already doing this? Who has already done this? And who can I bring into my business to help me facilitate this and get this across the finish line?
Hey, Jesse, should we do, and I don't know if we have time for this right now, but somebody's asking, I think it's Shane. Let me go up. Could you go through the numbers on Freddie's deal to help people understand a deal that works? A deal.
Candace, let's do it.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. So just before we jump into that, so I'm not sure if Jesse's going to set that up or Helaman, but I did want to talk about the deals that have been declined and some of the reasons. A lot of the times it was they just didn't write, they didn't pencil out. You know, it wasn't that 13.5% COC. Some of them, someone didn't understand the business model. They thought we were, like a bank. Obviously that wasn't going to work. So those are a few of them. Let's see what else is going on. I'm just pulling them up here. Time it was going into foreclosure, And there it was like that day. What else is going on? Let me see. Looking for notes here, guys. Hang on a second. Just a lot of the same. A lot of them, they're not penciling out. And that was one of the reasons, one of the start of why that calculator was built in the first place, kind of help you guys understand what we're looking for, and to save you time, save us time, and really give you guys an idea of how to do it live on the daily, whether you're in the Watermelon Challenge or not, right? So those are a couple of the things that have not out, but Freddie's dead. So I don't have. Do you have the numbers, Jesse or Helaman? To talk
On
about
Freddie's, Helaman might.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me just share my screen. They're not exact, but from what I can
He
remember.
said he has the numbers. I'm gonna unmute him.
Wait,
Freddie's got the numbers on his own deal.
That's funny. Hi guys.
Hi,
What's going
What's
on,
up,
man?
stud?
dude. Bring it.
Tired, but we're about to be out of this W-2 job and
Look
no
at
longer
you.
working for somebody else. I'm so freaking tired, but it's all right. Yeah, that looks right. And I don't think it's 53. Is it 50?
I think we
No,
got
it
it
should
at
be
5.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's 0.49 for the property tax.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say
0.0049.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks about right. And there shouldn't be an assignment fee. Right
Well,
there. Well, there's a,
there'll be a
There's a-
gator fee, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
oh
how
yeah,
much.
was it 3,500 for EMD or something?
Something like that.
Yeah. And then there's a roof repair. So I don't know how much that's gonna be.
Let's say 2 grand.
Ballpark usually. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty much we're just looking here with that. It's looking at 17.94% in this case, because that's just long-term projected income was 5 grand, so it pretty much qualifies just with that. So that's why he got it going. We're pushing it forward.
So I just had a quick thing, something that might help everyone kind of understand the concept that the Watermelon Challenge is. So we're also used to the, creative deals and sub 2 and things like that. But if you think of it as traditional real estate buying, it's much easier to understand what you guys are trying to do and the things that the resource that you guys are providing. So, I literally just went and I found a deal in my area that it was on the market for a little while, and it was like a duplex basically. And I knew that the area that it was in, it was gonna, I was gonna be able to collect quite a bit of rent for it. And all I did was submit it to the Watermelon Challenge. I found somebody else to underwrite it. I found somebody else to contact the agent. I found somebody else to JV with to get all the paperwork and the closing and everything done. And then
Freddie, did you find this deal on Privy or you found
No,
it just
Zillow.
via Zillow? Zillow?
Just
Okay.
Zillow. Yeah. No, I was just looking in my local area and
Wait a minute, Freddie. You're telling me and everybody else here that they can just go hit up Zillow and start looking at properties?
dude, it's cake. Like,
What?
There ain't nothing to it, man.
Girl,
I knew
let's
nothing
go.
about real estate 3 months ago. You know what I mean? Same thing that Jesse said. And within, 2 weeks of finding out about the watermelon challenge, I understood the concept. I said, oh, they're just providing their credit so that essentially you're going to them so they can go to the bank and get the traditional loan to buy real estate that you would yourself. That's all it is. There's nothing fancy to it. It's to be able to build a portfolio, to be able to start gaining that long-term income so that you can change your life. I mean, that's the simple fact about it.
Freddie, you're a peach, bro. Don't go changing, bro.
Vote for Freddie, not vote for Pedro, vote for Freddie. But here's the thing, but Freddie, don't get too comfortable, right? Like you should be looking at your next like 2 to 3 deals. That's kind of how you scale.
I'm on there.
Put the pressure on you.
Trust me. I plan to have. I'm looking for 5 or 6 by the end of the year. That's where we're going.
Freddie, are you self-managing?
Yes.
Your first one?
For now.
Okay.
Yeah, for now. Once it gets to the point where it's a bit too much to handle, then that's where you make the pivot and find a property management company or create your own and hire a bunch of people.
We all get to say we knew Freddie when, right?
When I had
in the beginning.
So
love you guys. Thank you.
So David Bauer, before I'm gonna go ahead and answer this question, then we're gonna go on to the 2 questions their hands been raised for quite a while. How do we submit a deal? Candace, you want to answer that one?
Sure, go to the Facebook page. There is a deal form right up there, pinned at the top. Go ahead and fill it out, and we will get it and start the process.
Phenomenal.
It's easy. I
Michelle
recognize your name there.
Come on down.
Come on down. You're the next contestant.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's up, Chris?
How you doing?
My sub 2 husband. What's up? Yeah.
How was it been with you?
It's okay. It's all right. I'm back at it.
Okay.
So my question is, do we have to come up with our own exit strategies?
So that's a very good question, actually. So initially we're doing traditional, right? So if you're looking at Redfin or at Zillow, I know you're in the sub 2 community, so our main focus, especially in the sub 2 community, is going creative. In this situation, we're going cash. We always want to make sure the exit strategy is either long-term rental, and I think the second one, correct me if I'm wrong, Candace, is a midterm, correct? That's on the bottom of the calculator. Is that midterm or is it corporate? I can't remember.
Midterm, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So initially we're looking for more buy and holds. Are we open to more so other exit strategies? 1,000%. But just the numbers got to work out. That's all to it. We don't want to force a deal to happen.
Right, right.
So we just want to make sure the margins works out for all the parties to make sure it's a win-win situation.
All right. Well, so I got I got a property in New York that I'm talking to the agent. It's a 14 bed, 3 baths, I think. It's a 3-family. So the owner's offering to sell the financing. So I just got to get the information, but would that be something that I can submit?
Yeah, you said it's over in New York City or upstate New York?
In New York, it's in the Bronx.
Bronx, okay, the boroughs, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, you can go ahead and submit that. And again, as long as you get the approval from the calculator.
No, okay, yeah, I got that, because he's looking to sell the finance because of the price that he's asking. But he wants too much down, so that's just what he put out there. So I haven't talked to him yet. So I'm gonna put my charm on.
All right, do what you let's keep us updated and let us know. We definitely want to see it through.
All right, and I got one in Oklahoma too. He just called me, so I have to call him back.
Okay.
So that's a for sale by owner. I'll let you know.
Appreciate it, Michelle. Good seeing you.
You too. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. I got you. I'll be your next deal. Don't worry about it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Just added the
Madison,
link for the form in the chat. So the link to the Facebook post for the form.
oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Pleasure.
I don't know. Did I hit the button?
Hello.
There you are. How you doing?
Edison.
I'm well. How are you?
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. There she is.
So,
The little one away. What happened?
so my question doesn't have anything to do with the calculator or anything. So if anybody else needed to ask questions about that, they could go ahead of me.
Oh, you're good. You're good. We're past the
Okay.
calculator. Yeah, everybody
Okay.
had their turn to ask about the calculator.
Okay. Okay. So my question is about commissions. So like referral fees after they go through the, like, for instance, I had somebody lend on a deal. It's already closed in escrow, and then I get a commission fee. How does that work? Does that go directly to my bank account, or does that need to go? How would that work?
So, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, I just want to make sure I understand your question. So initially, it sounds like you're getting assignment fee, correct? Or some kind of consultant fee, some kind of fee
Mhm.
from the deal, correct? And you found an end buyer?
N-
So essentially,
No,
no end buyer, so
no,
maybe,
it's more of a connectors thing.
so just a connector's fee. Is there a
Mhm.
GP agreement in place?
Mm-mm.
Are you asking in
Um,
relation to, is this a general question or is this in relation
Yeah.
to this?
It's just a general question.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool.
So,
Sorry.
Crystal will be able to
See, I
answer that.
told you it didn't have anything to do about this.
oh, no, you're good, you're good.
Oh, you're
So
good. No, you're
essentially,
good.
you always want to make sure you have a JV agreement in place, because ultimately, I hope this doesn't happen, like on a hypothetical, they can close that transaction and you won't even
Mhm.
know. Due to the
Right.
fact you don't got the right document in place, I do think you need to put some kind of either JV agreement or some kind of form or document, one page or whatever says like party A, party B agrees to give whatever that looks like, but
Okay.
specific for you, you need to get that
The
document.
the only thing is they're already asking for like wire instructions to go directly to my bank.
Interesting.
So is that something that, because
What state,
that's what I'm confused. They're trying to pay me through my bank.
what state is this?
It's general because it's on a big deal.
It's general?
It's just, I'm sorry.
What state is this in?
I believe it was in Florida.
It's in Florida, so the title company reached, I just want to make sure I have this understanding, so the title company reached out to you? And they looking for wire instructions, or is
No,
else looking for wire instructions that's not related to the
no,
title?
it's not related to the title company. So my lender put in the funds that had already gone through the title company, and I'm
Okay.
supposed to receive commissions off of that. And so the partner is asking for wire instructions to get paid directly to the bank account, to my bank account.
So it sounds like they were looking to do it outside of escrow,
Right.
which you kind of want to be careful with that.
Yeah.
Always
So
wanna
I
look
was
at-
just confused on, because understand, because it's only a portion of it. It's not like the full lending amount. So it was only like a portion, like you bring in the lender and you get paid commissions off of that.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you some very pinpointed questions. So the title company, there's a title this property is in Florida, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming the title company is in Florida, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The lender sent funds to the title company, however, it still owes you a consultant fee or a finder's
Mhm.
fee, whatever fee that looks like. How much is that?
Mhm.
fee?
It's $700.
Okay, and so it looked like he's trying to do it outside of escrow. So it looked like he's trying to pay
Okay.
you outside of escrow without going through that entire process as a connector.
Okay.
I'm not sure how, if he's asked for your wire instructions, maybe he's gonna do it directly, and or maybe, I'm not sure, there's many ways, you can Venmo, Apple. But usually in real estate, you kind of want to keep it all within a title company.
Right. And see, that was my thought too. So I was just trying to think of a different way to do it rather than sending my bank information, or if there was another way to do that. Because I set up PayPal, just to try to do it through PayPal, but they don't do it. And then I haven't tried Venmo though.
Yeah, so if you really want to make sure it go through the title company, just get a document in place. That's more so like some kind of agreement between you and the lender that's gonna pay you that $700. And that should solve your problem right there, unless.
So it's
if the-
not necessarily the lender that's paying me. It's the partner,
The partner.
like the borrower. I'm
Okay.
sorry, Chris,
No,
I'm
no,
confusing you.
No, I'm asking questions. I just want to make sure I have clarity on my end.
So
And that-
let me take a stab at this real quick. And then I'm gonna let Chris talk because I just let me try to clarify this real quick. So you've got a guy who needs funds. He runs into Madison and he's like, "Hey, Madison, I'll pay you a fee if you find me some money." And you're like,
Right.
"Okay, cool." So you went and found a lender over here that's covering
Right.
this. This guy owes you a fee for
Mm-hmm.
you finding the lender.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. Does that make sense, Chris? Or did I?
No, I'm with her.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm just more so, I think her biggest question is how to receive the $700, correct?
Mm-hmm. Because there's I already have another lender in place to continue lending these deals, which is a larger amount.
Okay. So initially to answer, I just think the only perfect way is putting some kind of JV agreement in place, just to ensure that that your interest is secured in the deal, right? Make sure it's specifically rated over whatever title company that is over in Florida, and ensure that you're in receipt of it.
Okay. Next question.
You're fine.
I've asked for the JV. I've asked for the JV for like multiple times, because through the training, that's what, they tell you, JV. And nothing. I was told, once I was to bring one to the table, then that's when we would sign the JV. I mean, I don't mean to take everybody's time, so I can connect.
This is actually great questions, because a lot of
Great
people probably value from this. This is definitely, especially people who are a little bit newer to the industry, they need to know that more so the legalities and what doesn't happen if you don't go the proper way. Mr. Stewart. What's going on?
Thank you, Chris. Hey, Madison, so what needs to happen is you need to initiate the JV agreement with him, so that you set the terms of the JV agreement, he signs it, and then you sign it last. So again, I will tell you, with this, Chris's team just helped me with this the other day, right? So I had an assignment fee. I'm getting a consulting fee for helping someone get connected with a double closer. I put the JV agreement together, aka Chris's team did. I send it over to them. He signs it. They send it back to me. I sign it. Now it's on record. Now title knows what to do with that money. So my fee, my consulting fee for my company, my team is going to be part of title. Title has to take my money, give it to me. Title has to give it whatever money to the buyer, to him, and then title has to give the money to the double closer at settlement. So what you need to do is get someone to help you with the TC part of it, get a JV agreement together, and set it up with this particular person. What I'd also recommend you do is set up a JV agreement with that person, because now that person has access to your money, right? Your lender, then they can essentially bypass you, correct?
Right.
So then what you would
Right.
do is set up a separate JV agreement and say, okay, it's you and I doing this, right, Madison? Madison, I just set you up with Chris. Chris is going to take care of you. But in exchange for that, you're going to give me $700 now. And for the next 10 deals, I get $700 every time you get a 10 deal for the next 10 deals. After 10 deals, you and I, Madison, are done. You and Chris have
Okay.
all the relationship you want. But that way, I'm no longer going to be the roadblock for you and Chris, but I'm also giving my resources and services to you, and I can go out and connect somebody else with another provider as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. So would you suggest, say for instance, because like I said, I've asked for the JV multiple times, if the JV was not or they're not willing to do a JV, or they're saying that we don't need a JV, should I pull back my lender?
Well, that's
Well-
up to you, right? That's up to you and the person that you're doing a deal with. But what I'm telling you is that you have to stop asking for the JV agreement and you have to make a JV agreement. You have to go to a
Okay.
title, go to kind of like Chris James's company and say, hey, can you guys set up a JV agreement for me for this particular deal? And you need to give them the information, your information, you need to give the buyer's information. And this JV agreement is just between you and the person that you're helping find the money for. Does that make sense?
Okay,
The
so
person
what
with
if
the
there's
money,
another
hold on one
partner
second.
and, oh,
So
I'm
the
sorry.
money with the person with the money should have their own JV agreement with that other person. That's a separate agreement. Now you can suggest, hey, for the services I'm providing for additional fee, I can also get that done for you as well. But there should be two separate JV agreements in place. One for you and the person that you're providing the money for, and then the person
Mhm.
that's giving the money and the person that's receiving it.
Okay,
Well said.
and then if there's another partner involved, for example, like there's a borrower that went to a connector, and then
Mhm.
me and her partnered up and to find lenders. And so every connector, me and her split the fee. So she would need the JV with him, and then I need the JV with her. And then also the lender and the borrower need a JV, or does me and the lender need the JV?
Yeah, so now it's becoming a daisy chain of Gator Monday now, right? So now it's
Mhm.
becoming more convoluted. What your better bet is just create an LLC between the two of you guys, and you guys get paid together. Or
Okay,
you get the money and then you set up a JV agreement with her separately, and then you pay her afterwards with that. So this is kind of, you're gonna going backwards with this a little bit, but I don't know that it's gonna work out this way for you in this particular situation, but you can try since it's already kind of pretty far ahead in the game. I would say yes, either you guys partner up on the same JV agreement with him, or you
Mhm.
need to have a separate one between yourselves and say, hey, we're gonna split this fee down the middle.
okay.
I think the more simple
Sounds-
form, just a Madison is just one document, JV agreement, and
Yeah.
list all the parties and where the money's going.
Correct.
Okay.
And
Sa-
just, you know,
says-
feel free to reach out. You know, we can definitely guide you and help you out with that situation.
Yeah,
Actually
it's
have
a lot of confusion.
Yeah, and I will tell you, those guys are great. Again, I was getting ready on a plane, literally getting on a plane on Friday, and I was like, hey, I need this information. And by the way, Chris, closing is Monday. And he's like, great, Stu, thank you so much. That's awesome for giving me like
Okay.
2 days to get this thing together. Don't do that, by the way. Give them more time than that. And my partner Helaman gave him the information, and we got this thing going. So it can be done. It can be done pretty fast. You're gonna pay for it, but it can be done for it.
Yeah,
And so, that's going to help everybody, right? So you need to make sure that you take control of this. And this is a lesson for everybody. I know we kind of got off on a tangent, guys, about, Gator stuff or transactional funding and stuff like that, but this is still very important. If we're doing deals together, all of us, we need to
Right.
make sure that we have contracts in place beforehand, because we want to be go-givers, but we don't want to be go-givers and put ourselves in a bad situation and be out money, right? If you're out time, you're out some resources, that's one thing, but you put yourself in a position where you're out of money, that sucks. That's no good. That's all I have to say about that. Madison, thank you for sharing, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for sharing
thank
that.
you.
Any other questions? Or did I sum it up a little bit?
There's one question left. Somebody has their hand up.
Karen.
Karen does.
Yeah, let me bring her on down.
Oh, Chris does too now. Oh, Sean or Shane, sorry.
Hi, everybody. I just have a quick question. When you're talking to realtors about what we're trying to do with the watermelon challenge, how would you explain that to them?
I wouldn't even really tell the
wouldn't.
realtor. I'd just say, hey,
Yeah.
I'm looking to buy properties.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the financials you have on it, and let me take it to my team so we can underwrite it and see if this is something we want to buy.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. Great question.
Hey,
Yeah,
that was
because
a great
in the
question.
grand scheme of things, like everybody on the screen is your partners. So that's how we'd end up moving forward, is just, moving forward on it together as partners. So it's not really something they necessarily have to know. I find the more information that you divulge, just in general, the more it starts confusing people. And they're like, well, what's going on? What's this challenge? And so, yeah. Like I think Freddie brought up a good point. Just think of it almost like as if we were just going to go buy it conventionally, except you guys are just like, hey, Jesse, Stu, Chris, everybody, I'm going to buy this one. I need you guys to take care of this. I'm going to go find more properties. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Chris Williams, my dog.
What's good, brother?
How you doing, man?
Good. How about you?
I'm good, man.
It's always
I
good
got
to
your
see
camera
you.
on, man. How you gonna have me bring you up here on stage and not have your camera on, homie?
My bad.
There he is.
I gotta show up. So I don't know if this is way off topic, but how does a transactional lender get paid in a Morby method? Because I have been pitching that, and I had a phone call today with a sub-2 student about Morby methods, and we're probably gonna partner on a couple here and there. But yeah, what does that kind of look like? So I know there's two ways you can do it. You can have a lender who brings, like a DSCR lender who brings first position funds, and then a lender who brings, or the seller carrying in second position. But most lenders freak out about that because there's no skin on them, or no skin in the game or whatever. But I guess if I'm going to do the double close method where I bring transactional funds from somewhere else to close on my 40% of the lenders bring in 60, how does that person get paid?
Good question. You guys want me to take it, or you guys want to chime
You got to
in?
be very careful going with the Morby method. Just be very careful. If you don't, let's just say this, just make sure you have somebody that's experienced with that with you, because initially, not just with a partner, but also ensure that the title company and or the attorney know exactly what you're trying to accomplish, because the attorney would kill the deal all day. This happened in several states. I'm not trying to scare you away from, what you're trying to accomplish, but I just want to just be very frank with you that a lot more deals fall through doing a Morby method versus actually get through the finish line. And that's just not just through us, like as a team, but more so this is coming from experience and other investors we work with as well. And to answer your initial question, is literally almost, it's happened simultaneously. You have the right documents in place and ensuring that not the lender, but the title company know exactly what so let's back up just a little bit. So when you have this under contract, right, it's basically a set of instructions that you're sending over to title company or attorney. If once they receive all the documents from the transaction lender, the Gator lender, whoever, if you got 4 lenders in place, those set of instructions is going to tell the title company or attorney what to do. Now, you always want to confirm via email and also over the phone, just to ensure that one, the money's going to the right direction, and two, the right parties are literally being paid out on time. Usually this happens within 24 to 48 hours, depending on the title company or attorney. But be careful on the language that's used in certain states, especially like New York, New Jersey, Connecticut.
The blue states.
The blue states.
Yeah, I stay out of those, brother. I stay out of those.
Even Arizona. Arizona is a great state, but even those, you don't have the right person that's really overseeing your transaction. But to answer your initial question, it happens simultaneously.
Okay. Yeah, I got one in Dallas that I'm working on. So we'll see what that looks like. We're still negotiating. So what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to get the lender to come in with the funds and then have that seller carry payment deferred, because I'm probably going to wholesale these. So I want my end buyer to have multiple, 3 to 5 years or a couple years or so to play with their exit strategies to decide before that second lien position kicks in, if that makes sense. I've been thinking about working with Love, Munif's wife, on the PC side, since she's probably more. I could work with you guys too, but it just depends.
Chris gonna come on our show and talk about working with somebody else. How do you like that? And then rave about it.
No,
I'm just busting your chops, bro.
Very experienced, and not just experience. Just make sure you know the steps of the Morby method. a lot of people miss the appraisal part, and the appraisal part plays a key factor.
Yep.
That can really kill the deal, and a lot of people don't understand that. Because on a hypothetical, if the appraisal comes in at $300,000 and the seller's actually at $500,000, you don't have a deal there.
Yeah, so put that appraisal contingency in there.
Yep, you want to
So-
make sure it appraises right, but also like your lender, your transactional lender isn't going to be holding it for a long time. That money isn't even going to leave escrow. So they're going to send money into escrow, and then it's just going to stay there until after it closes.
Okay.
And then once it closes, you'll wait a couple days, and then it'll just go right back to your lender, and you have now you've got your silent second. If that's how you
Oh.
decide to strategize or structure it.
So 7 second is just a seller carry portion.
Right.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing with seller finance on market, because I basically know what everyone's going to be looking for on market. It's 20% down, 8% interest, 9% interest, knowing cash flow with that. So, but we'll see. All right. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Of course, dude. Yeah, did you get all your questions answered?
Yeah, that was kind of the big one. So
Oh,
yeah, appreciate it.
Okay. Sounds good, brother. Appreciate you. All right, we've had some great questions. What's going on in the
Shane,
chat?
Shane, you had your hand up, right, buddy?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got it.
So I asked a question in the chat. It was kind of a long one. I know that with DSCR, there's certain markets that are considered rural versus urban. So could you guys kind of explain that to people to make sure that they're not targeting places where, you know, you're going to need 30 or 50% down as a rural lender? Because I think that'll change the underwriting, and that might waste a lot of people's time. I'm sure we're all targeting, you know, more of an urban area, but I know that kind of threw us off. We live in Vermont, and even in an urban part of Vermont, it's not the same as an urban part like, you know, New York City or Phoenix or something like that.
Can I butt in here for a moment on that, Shane, or guys and team? If you're utilizing, and again, even if you don't have Privy, right? And Privy is a very powerful software. Do you have Privy?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're targeting the high investor activity, right, then you wouldn't really have to be concerned about that, right? Because you're focusing on high investor traffic in a specific area, which would usually pencil. And typically they're not going to be rural areas for the most part. It's almost like you have to have a passion for those like rural areas to take on a flip or a buy and hold. Does that make sense?
It does, yes. I mean, most of Vermont, like my state, where part of my market is considered rural, right? No
Rural.
one wants
Okay,
to lend on
gotcha.
that. So I just
Gotcha.
wanted to make sure that people understood might be looking at their busy areas in their own state. They might be just using Zillow on this challenge, right? Not everyone potentially has Privy. So I just wanted to kind of bring that to the awareness for people who are doing that.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I think that's a good thing to get a little bit more into the weeds with. And with that, I'm actually glad you brought that up. I'll write that down. Because I think that's good information to deep dive on. So we will get Mark on our loan officer onto the next call that we do, and he can kind of go over some of those details. But yeah.
Cool.
Thank you very much, Shane.
Yep. And Mark's the one that I was talking to like a few months back. So that's why I wanted to make sure it was kind of aware for everyone. Thank you.
100%, brother. Yeah, thank you. Yes, my love.
Stewart.
Hey guys, so real quick, I do have a question. If someone wants to submit a deal that's more of a fix and flip, I've been DMing them back and forth last day or so. So I don't want to muddy the waters with this, but this is a question for maybe all of us. Either we can do it on the Zoom or after the Zoom as a group. But I just want to throw it out there so I can let Mr. Parker actually ask his question. It's pertinent to today's Zoom.
Sounds like a plan. Jakai.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, baby?
Not much. Trying to figure out how do I find where do I go to find the midterm rental projected income?
So there's a depending on the area, there's a lot of different resources out there. For midterm rental, I'm not for sure if there's any free ones out there, transparently. I don't know that I have in my recollection, there's no free ones out there.
Okay.
You said perceptions, but there are paid things that more so like data red, but if you're doing some kind of like short-term rental or any things like that. I'm not for sure exactly what the dollar amount is. I know Airbnb got a free software, but it's not really great in my opinion. Versus that tool. There's different softwares that maybe the team could speak to, but the two that I know, they're pretty expensive.
Okay.
I'm talking about like a couple $100. I'm talking about $1,000 depending on
All right.
what are you guys' thoughts, Stu?
I think someone posted about Bigger Pockets. I don't know where it was at, but somebody mentioned about Bigger Pockets having a calculator, but you had to become a pro member, I think.
Angel says go to Furnish Finders to see what the area is. I'm not for sure how much that costs either, so.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
No problem. Hey, Jakai, I would tell you, Furnish Finders works out well, and also, yeah, the Bigger Pockets is a good place to go with it. That you probably will be paying something, but it'll be less than what you'll be paying for, as Chris was talking about, for some of the other ones that's available as well. They're great, by the way, what Chris is mentioning. It's just more money, that's all.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
You got it.
All right, Stu, to your question.
Okay, so Caroline was texting me back and forth. They have a property they're gonna put under contract. They want to do a fix and flip on this one. She has a partner who's got more experience in doing fix and flips. She has not done one before. And the seller attorney has let them know that the contract will be unassignable, so they can't wholesale it. They want to submit it to the Watermelon Challenge if we let them, because we know this is not really the seed for it. But they were asking more specifically, what would the submission process look like if we can do it during the seed? And how would we help them, and how would it be structured for us to partner with them in terms of what our fees and or return would be in doing a fix and flip? So like I said, I know that we're not doing them right now, so I didn't know if we wanted to go down this route and have this conversation or not.
I think we should definitely talk offline, just because I know it's probably gonna be a longer conversation. In
Yeah.
regards to the entity part, that's the easy,
Yep.
although the contract is non-assignable, you can still assign the LLC, so that always changes, but yeah, I think that's a longer conversation, just really understanding exactly what they're trying to really accomplish and what their long-term game is.
Awesome. So let's set up a Zoom and a call with them later on. We'll talk about that offline, about the time and day that works better for everybody.
Phenomenal.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Is anybody else looking to do fix and flips? Like, I'd love to see it just kind of in the chat. Who all is looking to do fix and flips? Because we're going to designate right now. You guys probably keep seeing the Watermelon Challenge seed 1 on everything. There's going to be another seed, maybe seed 2 or even seed 3, that is just specifically focused on fix and flips, and where we can come in and help you guys with that.
Phenomenal.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, wow. There's quite a few people. Okay, cool. Blood baby.
Awesome, guys.
Amazing.
There you go.
This
All
is
right,
great.
guys.
Great feedback.
Perfect. Well, if nobody else has any questions, I know we're kind of a little over an hour now, so we'll let you guys go if you guys don't have any questions.
Listen, I know we're over an hour, but I think last week was an hour and a half. This week it's an hour and 20 minutes. We're getting better, right? We're just starting to become more and more. Come 6 weeks, we'll be down like 62 minutes. It'll be awesome.
Is there anything that you guys are finding that is difficult about this, or it doesn't sound like you guys necessarily have any questions about the challenge, but I'd love to hear from anybody, like what's going right, what's going wrong, what are you guys finding difficult about this, or are you not having difficulty at all? I'd love to just kind of open up the dialogue a little bit and just kind of see where everybody's at, because we don't want to make this a thing where people just come in, they consume content like, oh man, this is a great idea, but I'm not really going to do anything with it. So we want to alleviate that as much as possible. It's called the Watermelon Challenge for a reason. And as you guys can see, it's neat to see what a group of individuals who are intentional in their motive, and they can get together, open up a dialogue and have a conversation of, hey, you know what? This is the value that I bring. This is the value that you bring. This is the value that you bring. How can we all come in together and make money? That's the conversation we should be having. And that's the conversation that should be going on in the chat. I've seen Freddie post a once or twice, his Calendly link in there, just wanting to link up with everybody and learn, what more specifically you guys have going on in your guys' business and where you can come in and make some money together inside and outside of this challenge. And so just with regard specifically to this challenge for everybody who's doing it, and I would assume everybody is, that's why you're here. I'd love to hear more about where you guys are in your business. What's difficult about this right now? What are you guys, what obstacles are you guys seeing? Chris, what's up, bro?
So I was just wondering I know Candace is kind of the technology person behind CCP. Are you guys thinking about adding like a lead tracker? So like when I submit something, I can see kind of where it is. Because I know everyone in here is probably submitting things, but I think I don't know if you guys like have the, if you've had that in like the toolbox, something that you're thinking about doing where I can go in and be like, oh, okay, so my lead is in underwriting, or my lead is here or is here. So then I kind of know how to formulate when the agent's like, hey, where's that contract or blah, blah, blah that you were talking about? And then I'm like, oh, well, it's still in underwriting with my team, or,
Great question. So I'm going to hit on it a little bit and I'm going to let Candace answer it as well, if that's okay. So unlike off market properties, like when you're working with somebody, when you're JVing with people where it's off market and you're like, hey man, I've got this guy who's interested in selling, but I'm not really sure where to take this conversation. I'm not sure how to pitch creative. I'm not sure how to, X, Y, and Z, insert whatever. Right. And so you submit it, and then that's where you guys kind of start JVing. And oftentimes when you're in that type of a situation, especially with off market properties, there's a lot of follow-up. I think a lot of people probably don't realize this, but typically you follow up with people 8 to 13 times before you close a deal. That's from the time that somebody says, yes, I'm interested in selling, before you actually make money on that shit. There's another follow-up of 8 to 13 times on average that usually happens. You're playing phone tag with sellers. The seller's got to get their spouse on the phone. They've got to agree with it. They've got more questions about creative. And so yeah, Danielle is like, yeah, oh yeah. So with this specifically, by the time it gets submitted, like we already know. And a lot of times the offer has already been put in on the property, or it's already been accepted. And so we're already at that stage. So by the time it gets submitted to us, once it goes to underwriting, once it goes to, the applying for the loan and all that kind of stuff and opening escrow, and correct me if I'm wrong, Candace, everybody's already CC'd on those emails. Like once it goes to us and it starts transitioning and we're communicating with the title company, you're already in the know.
Yeah, we already are. Our entire team is CC'd. To Jesse's point, we're having all these conversations, these back and forths. We have in our pipeline, we have different stages, but that can encompass a whole lot of conversation of getting back and forth. So for us to do a tracker at this point, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I would really just rather make sure that when you're communicating, you're replying to that email thread, so that those conversations can be pulled in to our actual Trello board. So we have that all set up automatically, so it will feed. So just keep replying, and the rest is don't be messaging back and forth with our team on Messenger, because then literally we have to go and copy and paste that into the Trello board, into those conversations. So keeping it really tight, keeping it in email, that back and forth is going to be huge. It's a lot faster, it's a lot cleaner, and it makes sure that everybody's in the know, whether it be in Slack or Trello or email, because it's all automated. So we know where we're at by the questions we're answering or asking you. You'll know where you're at. If you have specific questions on what needs to come up or what you've been asked for, just reach out and let us know so we can advise you if someone is asking a question. But as far as a deal tracker right now, I don't see that effort is warranted just at this point. Once we're C3. Somebody could probably talk me into building something out. But I think I'm gonna like kind of pass on it for the moment, because I think the communication is the key. Looking at it and going, oh, well, it's still in underwriting, really doesn't give you a full view of what's going on with the deal. So keeping those conversations open, going back and forth and having that interaction is the best way to understand where your deal's sitting.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Great question, bro. Great question. I know
Definitely.
a lot
I'm
of
glad
people
we
that's
created
always a pretty popular question. Obviously, when you're JVing people, you want to know what's going on with your deal. So I appreciate you asking that, bro.
Good one.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I just had another quick question. We've been looking at properties and plugging in the numbers into the spreadsheet and such, but our biggest roadblock has been the tax rate, because where we are, it's about at least 18%, if not higher. Yeah. And that's been killing us with the deals that we've been finding. And I didn't know if there's a workaround that, or if that's just the way it is.
Is this in Texas? A pound?
No, in the Berkshires of Massachusetts.
Is this in El Paso by chance?
No, it's Massachusetts, and I mean, I was gonna start looking down in Florida and just team up with people, because everyone we go and look at, once we put in the tax, it's like, nope, nope, nope. I'm like,
that's painful.
That is actually very interesting that you bring this up. Jesse and I actually going through a similar situation. In El Paso, Texas, their taxes is extremely high, and sometimes that can really hurt the deal significantly, right? And living in New York, where I reside, I thought no one could ever beat New York taxes, or even California, but
Here Texas is showing the big Texas selves.
So would we be better off teaming up with people and looking elsewhere, and or so we can at least get some properties? Or
Absolutely. So you can work in all 50 states. Jesse and our entire team does. We work in literally all 50 states, and more so, it's just more if you got a lot of boots on the ground, and it's just all the properties we own collectively. There's no excuse. I'm sorry, my camera keep going off, but there's really no excuse why you can't do anything virtually at all.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
No worries. Don't limit yourself to just one market. If you want to take it on 4 markets, take on 4 markets. Let's do it.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, great question. Thank you, guys.
So I'm curious before we move on, we have that squad up sheet and everybody being able to connect. How's that going for you? Is your team here, or how's it working? Have you been able to connect and make friends? And Angel's raising her hand, by the way. She wants to figure out how to raise her hand. I saw your note. We'll get you, I promise. So she's like, how the hell do I do that? Yeah, we were just kind of curious how that squad up's working. And I think we've seen some groups get together in the Northwest, and tell us about that. Is there something that you haven't been able to do, haven't been able to connect? Is there, what's the squad up looking like?
Let's see.
Ken and Angel have started a Northwest. That's so cool. Thank you.
You Angel Whitney?
Yes.
Go for it.
You can hear me?
Yep.
You guys are in the Northwest.
Awesome. Okay, so I didn't have a question. I just about the whole squad up and starting in meetings, and for the Northwest, yes, Ken and I, we kind of just threw it out there and started one just right out the get-go. And I can say for myself, and I'm probably sure he would agree, we thank you guys all that started this, because without it, it's just a great opportunity. You guys are not only doing giving us the tools for like the credit or the money and that aspect, but if everybody doesn't realize, you're also connecting us all and squatting up in different regions and giving us the opportunity to connect, to do exactly what you guys have started for us right now. And we appreciate it. I mean, I do greatly. Jesse, if I had never met you, I would not be here, dude.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Well, it's neat to see you guys going in here and taking advantage of it. You know,
Well, thank you all.
we live in a day and age when you can literally talk to anybody on the other side of the freaking world in literally a fraction of a second. And you got people that have opportunities to jump into Zooms or jump, you know, wherever we can meet with each other, just literally virtually with hundreds of people. And it's sad because I think there's a lot of people who want to get traction in their business. And they're like, man, I've been working my ass off for like months or years even. I talked to somebody, I think it was last week, they reached out to me like, hey, Jesse, I've been in sub 2 for 2 years, still trying to get my first deal. And which is fine. But when you look at how people are spending their time and how they're being intentional with it, it's like, man, well, what did you do in these Zooms? How much of an effort did you make to connect with more people? The more hands you shake, the more money you make. Maybe that's why this whole freaking challenge, you know, even exists. And, you know, you got people that'll jump in and put themselves on mute, put their mic on mute. Now, I get it in this instance. I'm speaking tongue in cheek here. Everybody's on mute. But, you know, metaphorically speaking, like, they just, they don't take any action with it. They put themselves on mute. It's almost sometimes for a lot of people, it's like, you know, it's like putting Seinfeld on in the background or something and just cleaning your house and letting it play while you're, you know, doing whatever. So there's just tons of opportunities, and it's just the neatest thing, Angel, to see somebody like yourself and Ken and getting people in your guys' region saying, guys, how can we make some money together? I'd love to hear more about what your business is. What are you guys trying to do? This is what I'm trying to do. This is the value that I bring. How can we build a relationship and share resources, network with each other to where we can just take down tons and tons and tons and tons of properties together, leveraging other people's resources and credit and money and, you know, all these
And
kind of
just
things.
by
I
the
mean,
connection that you guys started for us, you know, that's another way that you guys connected us. And if anybody is not connected in some sort of squad or in a group or something like we have started in the Northwest, I just strongly suggest that, you know, you try it or start one or something, because once you get that started, even if it's 3 or 2 people, it don't matter. That connection has started and you're going someplace already. Just freaking do it.
I love it. I just added the squad up list that's completed, that's sitting in the chat right now. So if you haven't connected, go ahead and click and you guys can see what's going on.
The only thing,
very much.
sorry, the only thing I would like to ask is, I know that on the Facebook group, you guys have it to where you can put at everyone for people to see the notification for like a Zoom meeting. We want to make sure that we're following moderation rules and not just assuming that we can use that. But is that something that we can do for our Northwest team, is to put a at everyone in the post for that Zoom meeting for the group?
What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I'm okay with it as long as somebody else is. Because the group is closed, right? The group is closed. It is somewhat still small right now.
Can I
as we
just
get-
add something to that part?
Yeah, go for it.
Basically what it was is so that, you know how you can add like ours Northwest, if we try to tag everybody in the Northwest, usually sometimes you can like write their name out and it'll automatically pull up their Facebook profile, and you can do that, but it's not always letting us do that. So we were wondering if we could do at everyone, and then everyone that can see it. And of course, if you want to join, you can, but then we can make sure that the Northwest people that we couldn't tag do see it.
I think everyone's gonna see it if you post anyway, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because we had a meeting Friday and I sat on Zoom for 45 minutes with nobody showing up. So I was not sure if we were even getting anybody, you know, to see our post that we were having a meeting. So we just want to make sure that we're reaching everybody that we need to.
for sure. Yeah.
I saw
Yeah,
it.
we can definitely help do that. Yeah, absolutely, brother.
And guys, when you are posting these meetings, just make sure you have a specific, whether it's Eastern Standard Time, Central, whatever that looks like. Because I did see your video or a story, I forgot what it was, Ken, and when you mentioned about, I think you said 6:30 is tonight. In my head, it's not my head, it was like 10:30 my time. And I'm like, is it going on right now? What's going on? What did I miss? I actually called Jesse just to confirm, hey, did we miss something? What's going on? And but just make sure you let everyone know exactly what time zone that's going to be in, so everyone's aware. Because I know I personally was confused. It was going on 10:30, and my head's turning like 4. So what the hell is going on?
Good point. Yeah, I thought the same.
Yeah, to answer the question though, yeah, that's
Yeah.
absolutely something we could do for sure. Yeah, thank you, Angel.
Hey,
Lisa,
Hey.
what's going on?
So I've been messing with the calculator and I was having the same issue because the mill rate in Anchorage is 17%. So when I plugged in 17, I'm like, every deal was dead. But then it was calculating the monthly property taxes way too high. So I ended up dividing the 17 by 12 and got like 1.42 or something. And then it gave me the accurate feed into the property taxes. So I'm not sure what the deal was there, but it was the annual property tax rate wasn't feeding into the additional expenses property taxes correctly. Unless I was doing something else wrong.
You broke it.
So but yeah, our mill rate's 17% annually. But I had to break it down for it to feed in correctly.
That's interesting. So Helaman had to jump off the call, but we're going to make sure that he is aware and can check it out. Because that sounds strange. Because he does that, supposedly has it in there as annual. So we'll check it out, and then we'll just put something in the Facebook page.
Okay, that would be great.
Cool.
Unless I'm doing it wrong.
No, that would be me. Trust me, if it can be broken, I'm the litmus test. Like if I can break it, totally. How do I learn how to do things? Because I have to fix things. I'm not kidding. So somebody was asking about North Carolina. I'm in North Carolina, and Jake's in North Carolina, and Angela's in North Carolina. So half of my team is in North Carolina. There are several people who are within the group that are in North Carolina as well. So go ahead and check that squad up sheet for the Southeast, and you can definitely find some people there to squad up with. So South Carolina, I think somebody posted in there. Looking for friends in North Georgia and Central Florida. Come on, guys. Kentucky doesn't fit anywhere, or maybe it's everywhere. You get to be part of everybody's team. Yeah, so here's Myrtle Beach, Kevin Boyce. So if you guys are in those areas, reach out on the chat. They're right here. They want friends.
Amazing.
Good stuff.
Well, anybody else have anything else? We don't want to keep you guys. Anything that we can be doing better? Anything that we can do to help serve you guys better, give you guys more information, more clarity? What more of a roadmap could we give you guys? We're open to any and all feedback you guys have. How can we make this even better?
Well, thank you, Angel. We think
thanks,
you guys
Madison.
would
Thank you,
too.
Angel.
Appreciate it.
Okay, going once. Nobody's got anything? Okay, cool. Well, team, do you guys have anything before we jump off?
We are not going to be meeting next week because it's the 4th of July. So we're going to be skipping. So we'll be seeing you guys in 2 weeks. I would love to see that pipeline starting to fill up with your deals. So how many people have something in the works that they plan on posting? Because I want to know that they plan on posting in the next week. Do you have something you're working on? Ooh, Angel has a few.
Angel's got a few.
Ooh, Savannah has a bunch. All right. Yeah. Even Patty, 7 or 8.
Savannah has 7 or 8. Oh my goodness.
Holy
Get it, girl.
tortilla, man.
Chris, I knew you'd have some.
Hey, Michelle
I'm
Sydney,
New York
Michelle
too.
Sydney just got off the phone with the realtor and has a walkthrough on Friday. Good job, girl.
Nice.
Girl, I like it. Taking action for sure. I love it. I have something with Jesse James. Okay.
Freddie said you left the door open. I'm walking through. Freddie is the goat right now.
Right. I love it. This is great. I see these names, so I'm going to be looking for you. We'll get things started. So this is exciting stuff. I'm happy for you guys. I'm excited for you all. What an opportunity. This is good stuff. All right, I'm going to shut up.
Stu, Daniela, you guys got anything
Doesn't always
to add
happen.
before we jump off?
I would just say like create like 7 or 8 is awesome, right? For the next week. I can't remember, was it Savannah? Like I love the enthusiasm, right? And like if you are putting out a number of 7 or 8 and you like are short of that, at least you have like a target that you are trying to reach. So I would just say like, do like Savannah just did, put a number out there, like put it down on paper, like write it on your bathroom mirror, like get really clear on your goals, right? And keep yourself accountable. And I think that's where the Squad Up sheet is amazing. Just having an accountability group or partner to keep us in line, or you in line. So
To bounce questions off of, and
that's right.
To keep you honest and what are you
Monday with
talking
a code
about?
connector.
Yeah. Oh, look it. I love it. Yep.
That's actually a good
You
question.
guys.
Lisa X, is there a HOA fee spot?
I think we could probably find a place for an HOA fee spot. What do you think here?
I think he's going to add an appraisal tab as well. We can ask H if he can add the HOA tab or column. I guess it would be a row.
It says, can you answer that question about when we make offers? I must have missed it, or guys, did you see the question about that one from Savannah?
No, Savannah, can you come off mute, please?
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, I just I'm looking at properties and I'm just like, okay, so I'm running them through the deal because I ran into submitting deals without having seen the properties in person. And then I was just like, I walked through them and I was like, oh, hell no. So that happened last week. I was like, yeah, this one runs, but I would never, this isn't going to work for anything. So my question is, now that I've walked through, then the numbers work, I've submitted, the deal to you, you have not approved or not, but should I actually get it under contract or start to actually negotiate, purchase offers?
No, if it's been submitted to us, I would probably just recommend wait until the underwriting has been done on it. It should be done here shortly. And once it passes the sniff test, as Stu likes to say, I love his little like one-liners, dude. I'm gonna have like a book of them. Because ultimately we want to be able to come back to you and present chicken salad and not chicken shit. There's another one of Stu's liners. Sorry, I just had to find a way to put it in. I'm 2 for 2. I'm on a roll, bro. I love you. Thank you. Yeah, so I'd probably let's wait till it passes the sniff test. And then once we're sure that the numbers and everything make sense, we'll have you go ahead and get it under contract. I think that's what we did with Freddie as well, didn't we?
Yes.
Once it passed the sniff test, we went ahead back to Freddie and we're like, hey, bro, it's good to go. Go ahead and get this under contract.
Yep, we got chicken salad, dude, not chicken shit. We're good.
Thank you. It's so funny. I thought you said the snip test. I was like,
ooh,
that's how I feel that.
That's a whole different conversation topic right there.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Man, the mind goes where it wants to, doesn't it, Savannah?
I think at that point it's time to get off the Zoom right now, because it could go left. It can go south real fast and real bad.
Elizabeth had a question real quick. Thank you, Savannah. Did that answer your question?
Thank you.
Okay, dope.
You're on mute.
Oh, Elizabeth, unmute.
Brian.
Yeah, my
Okay.
girl, there she is.
There we go. Okay, I apologize if this is redundant.
Oh, you're
So
good.
if I have a potential deal, like I've looked at it myself, I've looked to see the numbers, looks like somebody could make money on this property. It's those I'm submitting to you through the submit a deal thing. Like I don't have to go get it under contract first and then bring it to you.
So
I guess
I just want to be maybe I need to get some clarification real quick. So, are you looking to wholesale these or what are you like?
Yeah, I'm a wholesaler, so I'm not looking to buy. I'm looking to find property and then assign it to someone.
Got it. So I would probably make sure that there's a buyer lined up because this isn't traditional.
Gotcha.
We're what we're doing here is we are leveraging our money, our credit, and then Mark is a loan officer that works for us or with us, and he facilitates like DSCR loans and construction loans and fix and flip loans and all that kind of stuff. So if somebody has a property where they talk with the seller and the seller's like, I'm not going to do 40 cents on the dollar, that's not going to work. And so we go to creative, right? At that point, when the wholesale doesn't work, cash doesn't work, we go to creative. And then when they're like, man, you know what? I don't want to wait 30 years for my money, but you've already looked at the numbers, you know, the numbers are a deal. At that point, most people would either, disqualify them and then put them on a follow-up rotation for every week or every other week or month or whatever that looks like, until hopefully they get a little bit more motivated. With our strategy, if the numbers make sense and they don't want to do creative and they don't want to accept a lowball offer, then you can bring it and say, hey guys, I'm looking to actually take this down. I'm looking to buy it, or I already have somebody who would be interested in it and it cash flows. I would love to leverage your guys' credit, your guys' money. You guys go ahead and take out the loan and buy this property and let's see how we can partner together. Or, like you were wanting to wholesale, we could definitely do that if you have somebody who's, wanting to buy the property. So if you can kind of line some of those things up first, before you submit it, you could absolutely try to figure something out for sure.
Thanks for clarifying.
Absolutely. Did I miss anything, team, or anything else you guys would like to add in that type of a scenario?
Nope.
You do have a signing on the submitted deal form.
Yep.
So it's there. You can flag it.
Awesome. Amazing question. We've had some great questions today, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Last chance. Everybody's good? All right. Sounds good, guys. Well, thank you guys again for being here. This is freaking awesome.
Guys.
It's really humbling and very cool to see how people are taking advantage of this. And, they're going from, not having done any deals to one deal in just a matter of we've only been doing this for 2 weeks now, so this is really neat to see how powerful of a tool it can be. And, we're excited to work with you guys and just be a resource for you guys any way that we can. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you for jumping on here and thank you for the opportunity.
I have one question before we jump off. How can they register for the next Zoom?
Ooh, great question. Great question.
Don't say that in Chris's ear.
Actually,
I think I have it figured out. But yeah, I think so.
Appreciate it, Daniela.
Got you.
So are we going to just post that in the Facebook or are we posting a link? What are we doing?
I'm trying to get the link right now.
Hurry
I'll
up.
post it right here. So, man, I'm glad you brought that up.
Chris James, bitch.
All right, guys, there is the link for registering for the next Zoom that we do. Again, I think Candace, I think you brought it up. We're skipping next week because it's 4th of July, but that doesn't mean that we're not working next week.
Right.
It just means we're not going to take some time of your way. We want you guys to be able to spend, that 4th of July weekend with your guys' family. So let's continue grinding. Again, if you guys need anything at all between now and whenever, You can hit any one of us up directly. You can post in the Watermelon Challenge Facebook group. Please don't wait in between Zooms to feel like you have to get your question answered or anything like that. Time is money. We all understand it. And so we're just, again, very, very humbled and grateful for the opportunity to be here and to work with you guys. And thank you guys very much again for your time. If you guys don't have anything else, I'll let you go. But please save or click on that that registration link real quick if you guys haven't. I'm going to give you guys like 5 seconds so you guys don't miss it. But anyway, cool guys. Love you guys. Have an awesome rest of your night.